Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shea and I've been living in Bologna, Italy for about 2 years now. Today I want to talk about something that I know a lot of people struggle with, and that is how you can fit language learning into a busy schedule. So if you really want to start learning a new language or you want to continue studying, but you aren't quite sure some ways that you can fit studying into your work schedule, school schedule, things like that, this video is for you. Basically, you have to find ways to make language learning fit easily into your daily routines. You need to make it a habit and find study activities that you actually enjoy. And you don't need to find 1 to 2 hours of time to work into your schedule to study. You can break up the activities throughout the day, so that way you're still getting a good amount of study time, but it doesn't feel as stressful. So let's go over some tips and then also a sample routine of how you can fit all these little study pieces into your day. First, let's talk about podcasts and music. So I used to live and work in Los Angeles, so I had a long commute to my office, and I used that time as an opportunity to listen to a lot of music and podcasts. So if you have a commute to work, or you like to go for a morning walk, you like to listen to something while you're cleaning, basically whenever you have time where you're able to listen to something while you do something else, it's a great opportunity to listen to podcasts in your target language. I made an Italian music Spotify playlist, which I will link down below, and I'm always updating it because I really love to listen to Italian music while I'm walking or back when I was driving, cleaning the house, stuff like that. It's a good way to really get immersed in the language and enjoy it. So I definitely recommend, if you haven't made a playlist yet in your target language, go do that, because also it's fun. And also, as far as podcasts go, sometimes I find podcasts that are about learning your target language can be kind of boring. So what I did is I found topics that I already enjoy listening to in English, but in Italian. So for example, I love true crime podcasts. I know it's like kind of crazy, but I'm obsessed with true crime. So I found Italian podcasters who also do true crime episodes. One of my favorites is Elisa True Crime. Her episodes are really interesting and I love listening to them. So sometimes I replace my English true crime with Italian true crime. And again, it's something that I normally do as a part of my routine, so it's very easy to make the switch into just doing it in my target language. Second, I want to talk about vocabulary practice and how you can fit that into your day. So I would say that fitting vocab into your daily routine is pretty easy if you can find little pockets of time, and I mean just literally like 5 to 10 minutes throughout your day. If you have a flashcard app like Quizlet or Anki on your phone, you can easily pull that out and review flashcards, whether you're waiting in line somewhere, you have a quick break from work. Basically, you just have a few minutes at a time to review some words. I personally have an ongoing flashcard set of words that I encounter while I've been reading books in Italian, and it's actually better to review the words in short bursts throughout the day instead of all at once, because it's called spaced repetition, and that will actually help you memorize the words faster and a lot better. My next tip has to do with watching TV and movies. So I know a lot of us come home from a long day of work or school and we just want to watch TV. One of my favorites is reality TV. I get it. It's a great way to unwind and relax. But think about if you replaced some of these TV watching sessions with content in your target language. That would be fantastic because you're technically doing something relaxing, but you're also studying. And immersing yourself in the language like this is a fantastic way to learn colloquial phrases. You know, you're not watching content that's just about learning a language, so grammar and stuff like that. You're actually watching content that was made in your target language that will help you learn some more common phrases in the way people actually speak and not just what you're learning from textbooks. But of course, watching TV, if you're not actually understanding anything and you can't really understand the subtitles yet, won't be very beneficial. So I would recommend using something like LingoPie to give you the tools you actually need to watch TV and learn. A resource that will give you the tools you need to help immerse yourself in the shows and actually turn it into a study session. So the great thing about LingoPie is that you can watch TV series and movies with both your native language and the language that you're learning, so you can have dual subtitles. At my level, I like to use just the Italian subtitles, but it's really great because if you don't know the meaning of a word, you can just hover over it or click on it and get an instant translation. So when I first started watching TV series without using LingoPie and I was just using Netflix, it was so annoying because I would have to pause the show, go look up the word on my phone, get the definition, either write it down in a notebook or write it down on my flashcards app on my phone, and that wastes so much time. But it's nice because when I use LingoPie, I can just click on the word, I get the translation, and it gets saved to a flashcard set so I can just review that within LingoPie later on. So all that stuff that used to take me a few minutes and just like disrupted my TV series watching, now it's just a few seconds. LingoPie currently offers 9 languages, so they have some of their own content, their own TV series and movies, but my favorite part is that they have an extension with Netflix, so you can watch all of your favorite Netflix series while using all the tools and resources from LingoPie. They also have so many other tools, like you can practice your pronunciation while you watch. So I've talked about how important shadowing is and repeating back phrases that you're hearing while you're watching TV. And that way you can basically get feedback on your pronunciation also while you're watching. So you can make it like a super awesome language learning session while you're watching TV. So this is something that is really easy to fit into your daily routine. Like I mentioned, if you come back from work or school or at the end of the day, you love watching TV, fantastic way to easily fit it into your daily routines. Or since I work from home, I usually take a lunch break and I like to watch something during my lunch break. So if this is something you can do and you like to watch shows or you usually like to watch a YouTube video, you can replace that with watching something on LingoPie or by using their Netflix extension. And it's a fantastic way to get your target language practice for about 30 minutes in your day. That's a really good chunk of time for a study session. So I want to thank LingoPie for partnering with me on this video because it has always been such a valuable resource for me. And if you want to try it out, you can click on the link in the description to get a 7-day free trial plus 70% off the lifetime plan. I highly recommend that you at least check it out because it really has been so helpful for me, especially as I got to a more advanced level and I was looking for a way to make progress. Immersing myself in the language and using their resources really just helped me get to that extra level and helped me make the progress that I was looking for. So definitely check it out at the link in the description. My next tip is to set achievable goals. So I often failed at studying consistently when I was studying back at home because I wasn't setting goals that I could actually achieve. I was trying to set goals that were way too big and just unrealistic, especially when I was working a full-time job. It was just way too much to do. Because you may tell yourself, oh yeah, I can easily study for an hour to a day, especially when you first start learning, your motivation is really high. And then as time goes on, maybe that motivation dwindles and you find yourself either studying for just 5 minutes or not at all. My tip is to set goals that are so attainable, it's like impossible not to get them done. So choose a few things for a few minutes that you want to get done each day. For example, 5-minute vocab review using flashcards, 5-minute grammar practice, so learning about a new topic, reviewing it, maybe doing a few exercises, and then 10-minute immersion. So YouTube video, watching something on LingoPie, watching a few minutes of a movie, like you can work through that movie throughout the week. Then you can add more study sessions throughout your day if you have time, but at least you have these basic baseline activities that you could get done every day to make you feel accomplished because you were able to achieve them, also to give you a good consistent studying schedule. So again, this is just 20 minutes out of your day, but I think probably most of us at least have those few minutes that we can take to review flashcards or watch a little bit of a show. When I started doing things like this, it really helped me in my motivation because at least if I got these few minutes done, it made me feel accomplished and I at least studied a little bit throughout the day. So even if I had a super busy work day, if I at least checked off all these boxes of the 20 minutes of studying activities, it made me feel better and more motivated to continue. Then of course, if I had some days where I had more time, I would do more than just this baseline stuff, but it really helps to at least have activities that you know for a fact you have 5-10 minutes in your day. My next tip is to plan ahead. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am such a planner. I love using Notion, Scrintl, basically any sort of planning app. I love it. I use it. To-do lists are everything to me. Some weeks are busier than others. If you know that you have a busy week ahead, is there any way you can plan something and set something into your schedule so that you have to commit? For example, I love scheduling my tutoring sessions at the beginning of the week. So I use italki and I talk with a tutor. If you're at the language learning stage where you're ready to start speaking with someone, I would recommend at least doing one tutoring session a week. So maybe that's 30 minutes, maybe that's an hour. Basically just practice talking with a native speaker because speaking practice is something I know a lot of us avoid. I did in the beginning and sometimes I still do. But for me, I really like scheduling this in advance. So I usually do my sessions on like Thursday or Friday. I like to schedule them on Monday. So that way I have this thing in my schedule that I have to commit to and will not change. Or if you have a free weeknight to yourself, you can do something fun and have like a little movie night. You can make some special snacks. You could do it with roommates or friends or other people who are learning a target language or don't mind just watching a foreign language movie with you. And this is something where you could also use LingoPie to choose a movie on Netflix or LingoPie watch it with the subtitles. That way you can get a study session in throughout your week that you've scheduled in advance, and you have this special movie night that you can look forward to. Now I want to talk about some sample schedules about how you can fit language learning or studying sessions into your day, even if you work like a full-time job. So for example, I would recommend trying to set some goals in the morning. So around 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., you can schedule these in whenever you find the time. Finding 5 minutes to review flashcards. This could be something you do when you wake up, when you have some time, you're waiting in line for your coffee, whatever it may be. Find some time to listen to a podcast during a morning commute or maybe a morning walk, maybe while you're getting ready. Also, if you really like journaling or writing is something you need to work on, you can do some morning journaling in your target language. Even just choosing one is totally fine. Try to find something that you can do in this morning time slot. Then in the afternoon, so from around 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., this is a great opportunity to do something on your lunch break. So you could watch an episode of a TV series or a YouTube video. Again, I recommend using LingoPie if you want to watch a TV series, and you can use it on your phone. It's another good time to find 5 minutes to review flashcards. So again, like I mentioned, reviewing flashcards throughout the day in short bursts is really beneficial. So you could do that during a break, while you're waiting in line for something, going for a walk, whatever. You can also listen to music or a podcast while you walk. I remember when I was working in LA, sometimes I would sneak out of the office real quick just to go for a walk, get some sunshine, and I like to listen to music or a podcast. So if you have that opportunity, it's a great time to do it. And then finally, in the evening/night time slot, so from around 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. or whenever you go to bed, you can listen to a podcast while you cook dinner. You can read a few pages of a book or a short story before bed, depending on your level, whether that's you're at the level you can read children's stories, short stories, or maybe you actually are reading a full novel. And then finally, as I mentioned, you can watch an episode of a show or a movie before bed. So those are just a few examples of how you can fit certain study session activities into your day. And choosing just a few of these activities can actually help you get about 30 minutes to even an hour of studying a language each day into your routine, just by splitting it up easily like that. And then it seems a little bit less intimidating. And as I mentioned, try to choose things that you already do into your day. So maybe you're not someone who listens to podcasts. You don't necessarily have to choose the podcast route as a way of getting your study session in. Maybe you only really like watching TV series and movies. You can use LingoPie for that. Maybe you do really enjoy journaling, so you can do some more journaling throughout your day. Basically, find the habits that you do throughout your day and incorporate them into your studying, because that's how you will be able to study continuously because you actually enjoy what you're doing. I do have a video on that, and I will put it up here, that goes more into how you can incorporate certain habits and activities that you enjoy into your study sessions. And of course, make the most of your time. So if you're watching a TV series or a movie, you can't just passively watch the movie while you're on your phone and you're barely listening. You really have to actively engage in this, and that's why I like LingoPie, because it really helps you engage with the material and you're not just passively watching the show and not understanding. And finally, I just want to say, don't worry about if what you're doing is enough. If you're worried that, oh, I'm not studying as much as someone else is. Maybe someone else can study for like 3 or 4 hours a day, but I'm really busy and I can only do 30 minutes. That's fine. Doing little tasks like this throughout the week will really add up and is still very beneficial, because remember, language learning is not a race. It will take you a long time. It will still take that person who has hours a day to study years. Like, language learning is a lifelong process. I don't think I'll ever get to the point in Italian where I think, okay, I've learned it all, done, I can move on, because you're learning every day. Even in your own native language, you're still learning new things. I don't know every single word in the English language. There's a lot of things that I still have to learn. So as I always say, language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. So remember that. There's no race. There's no reason you have to be trying to get hours a day of studying in if you can only fit 30 minutes. Totally fine. So now I want you to take some of this as inspiration and think about some ways you can fit language learning into your busy daily schedule. So think about a few activities that you enjoy doing and how you can fit these into different time slots throughout your day. And just set some simple goals, like maybe if you watch TV series every single day after work or after school, try to set a goal of having 2 or 3 of those nights be watching content in your target language. It doesn't have to be every single day. And if you do that, don't forget to try LingoPie to turn your TV binging into effective study sessions. Try it at the link in the description below for a 7-day free trial and 70% off the lifetime plan. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.